Welcome back to Holding the Harvest. I'm your host, Sarah Esposito, and today I have a special guest with me. Her story proves that your starting point does not decide your ending. She became a mom as a teen, went back to school while raising a baby, earned a nursing degree, built a family, had another child, became a family nurse practitioner. She then stepped into the world of aesthetics as an injector, and now she owns her own medical spa. Her story isn't about all of the titles or the success. It's the persistence, the showing up, the seasons of doing the hard things quietly. Today, we're talking about motherhood, resilience, choosing growth, even when it's uncomfortable, and what it really looks like to hold the harvest when your path looks different than everyone else's. Everyone, please welcome Brette Konopka, a mom, wife, family nurse practitioner, injector, the owner of Blume Med Spa in Waterford, New Jersey, and also my husband's cousin. Welcome, Brette. Thank you for being here today.
Of course.
How are you doing?
Thank you so much for having me, Sarah.
I'm so excited. I have been piling my guest list up, and me and Gino were talking, and he was like, Brette would be a really good one. And I was like, she would. She's got, right? Gino calls himself my manager.
Oh, I love that.
For now. He set me up with this little space, and we love supportive husbands.
That's
right?
Great. Yes. I'm glad. Great. I love it.
Yeah. Well, let's get started. So obviously this is about motherhood. I like to talk to moms that are in different stages of motherhood, and, you became a mom young. So I guess my first question is take me back to when you found out that you were pregnant for the first time.
Yeah. It was pretty disarming. I think, when you're super young and these kinds of things are unexpected. And I guess, I didn't know what I didn't know. I knew that my world would change. I knew my life would change. I didn't realize how much of a change it would be. But I was really, really fortunate that I had a lot of support. My boyfriend at the time, who's now my husband, was really supportive. My family was really supportive. And it afforded me opportunities that I think, are not given to other women. And so I was able to persist, and I was able to accomplish a lot despite, being a mom super young. But yeah, so it's super scary, but I don't know. I'm a type A. I was like, okay, what do I do next? That's just kind of how I am.
Yeah. I feel like having a village whenever you become a mom is so important, especially when you're young and it's like an unknown.
Yeah.
So I feel like even when I got pregnant for the first time, I was like, okay, I need, I know I have support, but I need to make sure we're all going to be in this together, right? Like,
I think it's like a very similar experience, no matter where you are. Like I don't know. I hear so often women who are like, "Well, I just never know when I'm ready." Like, when is even ready? When are you?
I know.
Ever really good?
You're never ready.
Right.
I know. I hear that often. And I remember even when I asked my mom when she first got pregnant with me, she was like, I was excited, but I was still like, am I ready for this? And it's like, you're never ready. Even when you have more kids, you're like, we sure about this?
Yeah.
How did becoming a mom change like your motivation or goals? Like, did you have like a certain like timeline for yourself and then it kind of had to change, or what was your...
Being a mom young made me put my type A personality into overdrive. Like, my plans were to go away to college. I knew I wanted to go away. I knew I wanted to pursue a degree. I just didn't know what. And then when I got pregnant with Sean, it was more of like, okay, how do I adjust? How do I pivot? What do I do from here that, is still accomplishing my goals, but doing it in a way where, I can be a mom and, accommodate that. So I decided to stay home. I went to my local community college, which was a great decision. And so yeah, it's kind of just like, like what women do. We pivot.
Yeah. Yeah, you have no choice to.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you explored the world of nursing. And why did you choose that path?
It's so funny. I apparently thought I was going to be a nurse when I was in fourth grade, and I have no
Really?
recollection of this. Apparently, I made this like life-size paper mache model of a girl in this like nursing like whole getup, like the hat and everything with a red cross.
Yeah.
No joke. Don't have no recollection of it. My mom showed me pictures, and I was like, "What?" So apparently, somewhere in the back of my head, I knew I was going to be a nurse.
Yeah.
I just, for me, it was like, what can I do that fulfills me in a way that I feel um, like I'm doing what I'm meant to do, but I can do it in a way where I can also be a mom and I can raise my baby and you know again like decision making. What can I do around here that again like fulfills me, but um, just allows me to show up as a mother. You don't think along those
Yeah.
lines when you're just thinking about you. Uh,
No.
so when you have another human to think about, like it's just a lot. It was a lot of should I do this or should I do that? And yeah, ultimately it was a good decision. I really am I'm really glad that I went into nursing. It's such a fulfilling experience in every way.
It is. I think nurses are underrated for sure. Um, and I am so fortunate. I really only had the experience when I was delivering my kids, just how amazing every nurse was with me every time. And so you chose a great path.
Thanks.
If I wasn't so scared of, I think, seeing blood all the time, I probably would have done it too, I think. But I don't know. I don't know. I kind of knew that wasn't going to be for me. That was not my paper mache make in fourth grade.
I
That's
hear
for
that.
sure.
If you're rare blood, it's not gonna work. Not gonna work.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, so like take me through like a day, like once you got into nursing school, like what was it like? Did you do school from home or did you go in and out of school? Cause I know you had Sean. So what did it look like?
Girl, it was a lot. Nursing
I
school
bet.
it was grueling. It was like I look back and I am just like when I was in so Dave and I were on our own roughly from like the age of like 19, 20 years old. We got our own apartment.
Okay.
And it's funny when we look back, it's like it was like the dingiest apartment. I'm not saying it was like
Yeah.
it was
It's explicit here. It's fine.
okay, good. Like not a great place, but I remember we were just like so happy. We were like we
Yeah.
felt so accomplished. We are like, yes, we're on our own.
You made it. Yeah.
So yeah, it was really cool that we could, be together with our baby. He was making like no joke, like $12 an hour. I was working as a waitress and I remember going through the yellow pages. That's how old I am. I went through the yellow pages and I called restaurants and I was like, will you hire me if I don't have an experience? And I went through until I found somebody who would train me as a waitress. It's crazy.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, so I would the night before our clinicals, we were expected to go to the hospital to choose our patients, and then go home and write an entire care plan. So I needed to know all of their diagnoses, their meds, their side effects of the meds, the entire nursing care plan, all written out, pages long, only to go to the hospital the next day at 6:45 in the morning, and the patient would be discharged, and I'd have to do it all over again.
Grueling.
Yeah, it was insane, and yeah, it was a lot. So getting up with the baby super early, going to school, coming home, working as a waitress, like trying to make ends meet and barely making any money. It was nuts. Like it was.
Yeah,
and
I can only imagine.
Yeah, and then even later, like when I was, when we bought our house and I decided to get back for my master's, like there were many times I brought my textbooks with me to family vacations. I brought my textbooks to Disney. I'll never forget it. We were like, well, you know how it is. Like you walk for miles in Disney and you're exhausted and you want to come home, you want to go to sleep. Not me. I was up studying, writing papers until the wee hours of the morning. And I did that multiple times, like where I was doing schoolwork whenever I went to on a beach vacation for a wedding and I was in the hotel room working when everybody else was on the beach. Like I sacrificed a lot.
Yeah.
I worked, I busted my ass and it was a lot. And then, trying to balance that with motherhood. It was it was a lot. I think, I mean, if anything, I taught my kids that hard work is,
Oh yeah.
I taught them
That you're
yeah.
extremely persistent
Yeah.
person.
Yeah.
I know from the moment I met you, I was like, this girl is a go-getter. And that was 11 years ago. So, because I've been around for 11 years. So
Yeah.
I knew like the first day I met you, I was like, yeah, she's a go-getter. I could tell.
Thanks, Sarah.
I could tell. Yeah. And you inspire me because you started with kind of nothing really.
Yeah.
And you look at what you've built,
Yeah.
you got to give yourself a lot of credit where credit's due.
Yeah. It's
And the fact that you
yeah.
yeah, the fact that you brought textbooks on vacation.
Yeah.
I mean, because you knew if that was the only way that you were going to be able to get further,
Yeah.
you had to do what you have to do.
Right.
So I really, really commend that for you.
Thanks.
That's a huge sacrifice.
Yeah.
So did you got your nursing degree and then did you guys you had Kellen next, right? Before you got married?
Yeah. Yeah, we bought our house when I had just become an RN. I worked in Philly, and then we bought our house, and then I had Kellen like shortly after we bought our house, and then we got married when Kellen was like 2.
Okay. And then after that, is that when you kind of decided to take the route into pursuing the nursing even further?
Oh, yeah. Again, type A, calculated it out. Okay, how many years is it going to take for him to get to kindergarten? That's when I can start my clinical hours. How many classes do I need to take before that? I mean, I had it all planned out. That was just...
Yeah.
I don't know. I think...
So...
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I think it's like my personality is very much like I don't... It's like an advantage and a disadvantage. Like I am very much like I don't settle, and that...
No.
Like, part of me, my husband's like, well, are you ever just going to be like happy and just like chill? And I'm getting there. I'm getting to the point where I do just want to chill. But I'm not there yet.
No, that's all right.
Yeah.
So I guess Kellen went to like daycare, right? While you were in school.
Mm-hmm.
And then once you said when he was in kindergarten, that's when you were able to do clinical hours.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So I was working, I worked, the majority of my hours were weekends. I worked weekend night shifts. I don't know if you ever worked on night shift before, but it kills you. Like it slowly kills you.
And
that was rough. So I would work overnights and then I would still try to make it to like, baseball games and soccer games and wrestling matches. And then during the week I would have my clinical hours. So, it was a rough few years because you it's like I work night shift, but I'm still trying to show up as a mom too. I couldn't sleep through their games and stuff, so I lacked a lot of sleep those years.
Yeah, so your lack of sleep wasn't really I'm sure it was in the newborn days, but it happened more when by your choice, not by the baby's choice. It was your choice to have lack of sleep.
I had the involuntary years and then the voluntary years.
Yeah. See, I'm in the involuntary years still. And that is where I'm like, I'm slowly dying. I feel like I work the night shift still.
It's really hard on your body.
Yeah. So did you ever feel guilty for choosing the career growth while you were a mom?
Oh, girl. I still do. Even as I'm doing it, I still do. It's not necessarily like one over the other. It's just that I had a really hard time. I still do. I have a really hard time being intentional and like turning it off. So like I told myself I wasn't gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry. I would probably give a limb to like go back to when my babies were babies and enjoy them more. So the guilt's hard. I was so like task oriented, like I needed to get this done. I had all of these assignments I had to get done, and I think because I'm so task oriented, it was really hard for me to just turn it off and be present. I think I was having a conversation with one of my friends. Actually, no, I think it was Gianna the other day. it's it took a long time for me to have like the realization of like in your years when you have your babies and you it's really easy to be like, oh, I can't wait for this phase to be over, for me to be able to do this easier, or, even just something as simple as, I can't wait for me to sleep again, or I can't wait for me to not have to do diapers again. But when you're, of course, because we're dying. Like this, it was really
Yeah.
cool to be calm and have a career and things. But as you're doing that, you're also wishing away the chubby hands. You're wishing
Mhm.
away like when the kids say something like goofy and they say it the wrong way and it's like
Mhm.
so cute and endearing, and then they start saying it the normal way, and you just wished those good times, those things that you can't get back away. And before you
Yeah.
know it, you have teenagers who are, living their own lives, and
Yeah.
you can't get that time back. It's really, really, it's really hard. Yeah. The guilt is something that I think is worse now that I feel like I'm the time with my kids is diminishing because they're getting older.
Yeah. Yeah. Mom guilt seems to be something that doesn't go away. I feel like
Yeah.
even as, I was thinking as a grandparent, I feel like you still can live in mom guilt. And I find myself often wishing days away when I'm having a really hard day. So
Yeah.
talking to moms that are beyond this is really it's making me grounded.
Yeah.
And it's reminding me that these are the days that I'm going to wish back.
Right.
So I really appreciate you sharing all that because it opens my eyes to, what I'm going to be looking like in 10
For
years
sure.
when I have a 15-year-old and a 13-year-old and a 10-year-old,
Yeah.
which is sickening,
Yeah.
sickening to think about. So, well, let's get to like more fun stuff then. You are now an injector.
Yeah.
So, and you are a business owner, which is fantastic. How did aesthetics enter the picture for you?
Cool. So I when I became an NP, my background was kind of like it was everywhere. I had a couple of different things that I kind of dabbled in. I'm still working in urgent care. One of my side jobs years ago was I was working doing like joint injections and like some like pain management stuff, and like one of the chiropractors that I worked for, he wanted to kind of open this like wellness kind of portion of his practice, and it was really cool. I helped kind of open this whole factor, and I networked and I met a lot of um like reps. I met a lot of people in the aesthetic medicine field, and then COVID hit.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. And then I was like, I was able to kind of, sit back and reflect a little bit in those times. And I was like, you know what? I think this is really what my interest is now. So I just dove in. I dove in and I like literally traveled the country. I got a full-time job working in aesthetics down the shore. I loved it. And I went and taught myself all over the country. I went to California, Texas, Florida. I went everywhere and just learned everything I possibly could. And yeah, I just immersed myself. I fell in love. I helped co-found an injector organization called Injectors Gone Wild. Sarah Cole from Siren Medical Spa, she founded this, like, she had this amazing vision, and I was really honored when she asked me to kind of join her. And um, yeah, I love everything about it. I love how I can help empower women. I love um, this this entire how do I word it? I love being something for women in an area like that they're like lacking. Like I think that we're
Yeah.
so often like women are we're conditioned to kind of be everybody else's caretaker, And
Yeah.
you get to a point where you're like, shit, like I haven't even thought about anything for me in years. I'm taking care of everyone else, but I'm not taking care of me. And I like being that voice for women because I've been there. I
Yeah.
know what that feels like. I know how it is to put yourself in the back burner. I know how it is to look in the mirror and, you know, see changes that you don't want to see. I know how scary it is to, you know, be in the chair. And I like to connect with women in that way and empower them. And it's really cool. I love everything about it.
I know you're blooming for sure. It is so cool. I love following all of your pages on all of your sites. It's really awesome what you've built. And you made the jump from clinician. Well, you still are clinician, but you are now business owner. So was that jump scary, exciting? I mean, I'm sure it was like a combination of all these different feelings. Like, walk me through when you were like, we're gonna go full throttle. I'm opening this business because I want to do this. I want to be my own boss. You know?
Yeah.
You wear a lot of hats over there.
Yeah. Well, it took a long time for me to get out of my own way.
Yeah.
I was scared. It held me back a lot. Like I wanted to do this for like a long time before I actually did it. And I was like, oh, let me partner. Like, let me, not necessarily latch on, but I was like, let's do this together. I was so scared of just doing it out on my own. And it's funny when I look back, I can see the universe just pulled me away from it every time. It was the writing was on the wall. I was so scared, and I was like, well, what if I did it this way? I don't want to take all the risk. I want to, have this person help me, or I want to start here first. And every time something super red flaggish would come up, and I was like, okay. And you know what it was? I sat down with Sarah from Siren. She's one of my best friends now. And she was it was when she first opened Siren, and she was just having great success, as we all knew she would. She's amazing. And I was like kind of joking with her, and I was like, well, how about I just come work for you? And she was like, I mean, you can, girl, or you can just go be the badass that you are and go do it yourself. And it was like, why did it take that? Like that, as soon as I left, I was like, what am I doing? I can absolutely, why I need to get out of my own way. Like,
yeah,
I am, wanting to be that voice for other women. I needed to hear it myself.
Yeah. It just shows how empowering women can be for each other.
100%, yeah.
And I'm all for that. That's what I hope this platform really brings for everybody, is that like women need to stick together, because
yes,
we got to run the world someday.
That's right. That's right.
So that's great. Now, Blume was born. What do you offer at Blume? Give me like some of your favorite offerings.
Yeah, so I do all injectables. I do a couple different brands of Botox. So I do Botox, Dysport, Daxify. I do dermal filler. I do anything from like individual areas to full face balancing. I do medical grade skincare, microneedling, chemical peels. I do there's a really cool thing called Easy Gel, which is kind of like your own blood products that I spin, and then I heat and cool into this like your own like biofiller. It's great for like your tear trough area. I do I have like vitamin injections, and I have this like newest thing is like a salmon sperm facial. It's like called polynucleotides that you can use it with microneedling. And I do have a new thing coming before the end of the year. I'll be purchasing a laser. I have to kind of keep that under wraps for right this second. But yeah, I have big ideas. I just started a membership, which was a really big deal. Again, trying to kind of get women to prioritize themselves and, invest in themselves, and doing it in a way where they kind of have their own Blume Bank, their own savings account. Yeah, it's been a lot of good, steady growth. It's good.
Yeah, that's really, really cool. I am fascinated by the Easy Gel. I watched that video that you made probably like 10 times because I just think that is so neat. Yeah. I've been pregnant or breastfeeding the last like 6 years, it feels like. So I have not been able to, I definitely want to try the Easy Gel, but I haven't been able to get in to do that because I'm either pregnant or breastfeeding. Yeah. So we're finally off of that. So I think eventually I do want to do the Easy Gel, but I just think it's so neat that you can take it from yourself, like warm it, cool it, do what you got to do, and then you just put it right back
So
in
fast.
because it goes right here, right?
Yeah.
Like right under the eyelids.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really, really neat.
Yeah.
And I wake up with, heavy baggy eyes. Often I'm concealed right now,
Right.
but I just feel like that's like really, really cool. And then I did see the thing about the Bloom Bank. That's cool. So it's kind of like a membership for women to, like monthly, they can put money towards it. So when they come to you to get their treatments,
Right.
they can use that as their
Exactly.
like as their invest. Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
So what would you say was the biggest risk you took opening the med spa?
Oh, I mean, I funded it all of my own savings, so there's that. And that was a lot. But yeah, I think it was just so much of my time and energy and dream. It was my dream, So it was a huge risk in a lot of like mental ways too. Like the fear of failure. Am I gonna flop? Is this are people not gonna be interested in this? Am I not good enough? Imposter syndrome. It's yeah. So there's a huge financial burden, but then also all of the fears and the doubts, for sure.
Yeah. I feel like that comes with anytime you take a big risk.
Yeah.
On anything, but especially a business. So once again, you're resilient. You're resilient in everything you do. I feel like every time it's just you find a way and you go with it.
Yeah.
And I'm here for that. I'm here for that. So let's do a little perspective switch. Motherhood now versus motherhood then. So obviously it's changed throughout the years for you. You know that I'm in the toddler stage and you are far beyond me. So I just need some advice on the survival skills of like once I'm out of this toddler stage and I have less control of my kids, because that's like one thing I feel like I struggle with is being like, wow, I control every part of them right now. And once they're, pre-teens and teens, I'm going to have to start letting go. So how would you say you tried to manage that? Because I know you're still, you have a teenager, so
yeah,
you're still dealing with that.
That's a good question. I think that there will just come a time where you just realize that you literally can't have that such firm control that you did when they were little. It becomes intuitive when you're like, okay, I have to take on a different role. I appreciate that my kids know that they can trust me and come to me, and they know that I'm here for them in all of the good times, all of the good things that they have, and they want to share with me, which is like really cool and endearing that they like to share their positive parts of their world with me. But they also trust me enough to come to me when there's really embarrassing things and they need my help, or if they put themselves in a position and they're like, oh my God, I gotta go to my mom. Like they know that of me. So I think that letting go of the reins as they get older and kind of being support for them and showing up in ways that empowers them, but still allows them to know that they can come to you when they need it, when they need you. It's everything. It really is. And like I said, it's not something that you're like even, consciously necessarily doing. It's just kind of adjusting, and it becomes intuitive.
Yeah. I remember my mom telling me when I was in high school that as long as I always tell her the truth, she will defend me no matter what.
For sure. Yeah.
Which I know as a mom, you're going to defend your kid no matter what, but you just always tell the truth. Yeah. So that's something I try to put. I mean, my kids are little still, but I always, tell my daughter if she is nervous about telling me or Gino something as silly as like she colored on the wall.
Sure.
I'm like, as long as you just tell me the truth, right. You might get reprimanded. Yeah. You probably will, but that's how like I definitely always want to have that trust with her.
Yeah.
And I feel like that'll go really, really far away.
Yeah.
That was great. That was a good piece of advice.
Sure.
Very a lot of advice here today. What are some lessons that your boys have taught you?
Life's not that serious.
Yeah. Well,
I used to be that mom where I cooked all of the food and pureed it, and it was organic, and they were not exposed to like anything that I thought was going to be like harmful. I think that was like, I think it's a huge like, internal part of us as moms that we just do everything to protect our kids, right? Like, so anything that you perceive to be harmful to your kids, it's like you have this like overpowering desire to protect them at all costs. And again, as time goes on, it intuitively changes. They come home from school with hot Cheetos 5 days a week. They are eating things off of the bottom of their shoe. Like, they are gross, and they are like, there comes a point where you're like, okay, I don't need to be that serious anymore. Like, you adapt, things change, and it really just comes down to like going with it and being present and being there for them in ways that they need you to be there for them. Not how I feel like they need, but how they need me to be there for them. And then that in turn allows them to feel like confident in going to you and
the whole puree thing that kills me, because I obviously have fed all my kids the purees, and I have the baby on like a little spoon subscription right now, which is all the organics, which I'm like, if you're gonna get it while you're little, like, I have the most control, so right now this is what you have. And then like yesterday my daughter walked in to the house and she was eating Oreos, and I'm like, I gave you puree, organic purees, and now you're eating Oreos. I'm like, I should just why am I doing this? Like, wasting my money on a subscription, knowing that you're going to eat the food off the garage floor if it falls.
And all of the stress that went with like making it all perfect, like, it just goes out the window eventually.
It does, but it's all
the effort's important.
It's funny,
but
yeah, it is. The effort is very important. So next we'll get to some fun rapid fire questions. What would be your go-to coffee order?
Well, it's springtime. It changes each season, but springtime is absolutely an iced lavender matcha from Starbucks.
Okay. I'm not a big Starbucks person, but I also am not a huge coffee person. I like coffee, but I don't know. I feel like I gotta explore a little more.
Matcha is tea. It's green tea, which actually isn't my
thing. That's true.
It's not my thing, but lavender matcha, it's like a combination of the most magical flavors. It is everything. Try it.
Okay. I'll give it a whirl. What is your guilty pleasure TV show? I'll give you mine too.
Okay. What the hell am I watching right now? I'm watching The Pit, because I feel like every nurse watches The Pit. Every healthcare.
I want to watch. I do want to watch that.
It's very spot on, which is like different, and they all suck, but The Pit is actually really, really, really good. And then other than that, I'm also watching Shrinking, which is one of my favorites. That's like the one that I'm watching right now.
Yeah. Do you watch Love is Blind?
No, I do not watch.
No,
I do not watch reality TV. That's one thing that I've never enjoyed.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. So that's my guilty TV show. And that's Gino too. He's actually really funny into it too. Yeah. So I was going to bounce off with you with that, but if you're not a reality girl,
sorry. I'm an anomaly.
But no, but that one's nuts. If you ever are so bored you can't find anything, I would highly suggest.
Okay.
What is the last thing that you impulsively bought?
That's a good one. I decided that I needed a new signature fragrance, so I bought 25 perfume samples from like a niche online store. to try to find my next fragrance. That's what I did.
Your new signature.
Yeah.
Nice. That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's something I'll add to my list. Gino's, no, I won't tell Gino about that one.
Yeah, I'm proud to say that I found 2, and they're amazing. And
2?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, and what do they come? So when you order like the samples and then you put an order in for like the whole,
Yeah.
like a big size,
No,
I guess.
they give you like a little bit of a discount to buy like a full size one. So
Okay.
I needed to try them out first.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
I feel like perfume is one thing I don't, or like just fragrance in general that I don't pay much attention to. I don't really have time, I feel like.
Yeah. It's like unusually important to me. It's always been important to me. I don't know. It's like one of those things, like even when I was in high school, like I was obsessed, and I like to be unique. I don't like to have the same fragrances as other people. So like as soon as other people started to come around and use it, I'd be like, I would switch it up. Okay, now I gotta change it. So that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
I started wearing this perfume. It was a little Labo, and I started smelling it everywhere. And I was like, okay, I'm done. I have to switch it up. So yeah.
That's funny. All right. So another rapid fire. I was just thinking about this on my drive this morning. So you obviously have an Amazon account.
Uh-huh.
Do your kids have their own Amazon account, or do they ask you to buy them stuff from your Amazon account?
Oh, my almost 21-year-old still wants me to like buy him socks. I'm not even kidding you. Like okay. I buy everything. Mom, can you get
so it's
drinks? Kellen has a constantly evolving list. And I get the notifications when he like changes up his list. Oh yeah, it's all, Mom, can you buy me this?
So like a list on Amazon? He has like a list on Amazon? Or is it like one he just texts you?
Yeah, it's like in like the note.
In the note. Oh, like a shared note.
Yeah, exactly.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So that's good to know too, because my cousin is as old as Kellen, and I think he still asks my aunt for all the stuff on there. So I wasn't sure. Now, the last one swings us back to motherhood. What is the one mom rule that you swore you would never broke, but you absolutely did?
Mom rule I never broke.
Or like a rule that you thought you would never break, but you did break once you had kids, and it just like went out the window. I guess aside from the organic food, unless that was one.
That was definitely one. Okay. Huh. My kids would probably know this more than I would. Oh, that's a tough one, Sarah.
Did you ever co-sleep? Like, did you ever co-sleep? Or
I did.
I'm trying to think of ones that I'm in now.
I like intentionally co-sleep with it, but I also was like, they very easily transitioned to the crib too, so that wasn't really a big to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
I feel like the organic food one is a big one.
Yeah, for sure. That was a big one. I was never like a anti-screen mom. Like when it like made sense, I let them watch TV and have devices.
Yeah, I fully support that too. I remember kind of saying when I first had kids, I was like, oh, I don't think they ever need the screen. And then one day I was like, you know what? This is necessary.
Yeah.
You know, you can look, and it's not like they sit on the screen all day.
Right.
You know, but I thought, I'm not against the screen at all. Yeah. Well, this was fun. Do you have any other questions? Any questions for me? Or
yeah, I want to know about like your inspiration for starting this. Like, what made you go this route?
So I feel like ever since I had the baby, I feel like I've just been like stuck.
Yeah.
And obviously being postpartum, I'm in a whirl of emotions.
Yeah.
Still, I'm only 8 months out. And I don't know. I feel like this is very therapeutic for me to talk.
Yeah.
Like I love talking. And I want other moms that are in this stage of life to hear that they're not alone.
Sure.
And then I like hearing advice from obviously women like you. I have other guests that are in other stages too. And I just feel like this is something that can really be a good platform, like if someone can just take one thing from what, you or I say or anyone on any other episode says, and they can resonate with it, then I feel like I've done my due diligence.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah. So podcasting, I was never a really huge listener of them. And then I started probably like 6 months ago, and I just said to Gino, like, I guess it was like a month ago, I was like, what if I just like start my own podcast? And he was like, if you're going to do it, like go big.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to go big. So
I love that for you.
Yeah,
it's so brave, and it's like, it's necessary. I think that's like another part of my history that I don't talk about enough, is that I lacked that. Like, that's part of, having children so young, is that none of my friends were having babies like when I was. Like, you have a tribe that you can, go to when you have, things going on, or like ask questions and like have support. I didn't have that. So it was isolating. So it's like, I'm really glad for you that you are, filling this void on your own. Like, you're like, okay, I'm going out and doing this. It's great.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm excited. I feel like I can really, hopefully make big of it.
Yeah.
Feels like my baby.
Yeah.
Your Blume baby and my little harvest baby. Thank you. Well, thank you so much for doing this with me today. I really appreciate it. And everyone, if you want to go and see Brette over at Blume Med Spa in Waterford, she will be able to hook you up. For anyone that's listening, please like, follow, subscribe on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram at Holding the Harvest Podcast. It was great talking to you today. I will chat with you soon. And everyone, you will hear from me again next Thursday. All right. Thanks, Brette. See ya.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks.